everyone, it's Gardener Sydney and today I'm in the Morse School Garden here. I'll show you around a little bit and then today we're going to harvest some compost. So let's take a look around and see what this garden looks like. So this is a garden that I have already started preparing for winter. How can you tell that I've started preparing it for winter? I see we've still got some plants growing here and there. Let's go look at our beds. Here we've got our garden beds starting to empty out a little bit. We'll go look at these over here. In this bed, we do have rows of these little fall plants growing. These are our radishes. So to harvest our compost from our bin today, we are going to use a shovel as our tool. And I'm going to put it in this bucket here. We're going to take the compost and put it in one of our garden beds. Okay, so opening up our compost bin, we have a lot of stuff at the top here. I can look in, see some old veggies. I put a layer of hay on the top for as we get into winter. So how do we get to our compost? Because I know it's not at the top. We are gonna get to our compost through this little drawer. All right. Looks like an old pumpkin. See some seeds in there. Okay, so we're gonna take our shovel and I'll show you a little up close. So we have a lot of this stuff that's not quite decomposed, and underneath we have some rich looking soil. So we're gonna take our shovel, scoop some of that beautiful soil, beautiful compost into our bucket. Gotta get it all from the bottom here. That's where it's the most ready to go. Get some from the sides too. All right, I'm gonna put the lid back on. And I'm gonna put that back. All right, so here we have our nice compost. It's very dark in color. It's not heavy. We can tell it's ready to go because it doesn't really have any big pieces in it. It's all decomposed. So let's go mix it into a bed. This is a bed that we are going to put garlic in. So I'm gonna go ahead, spread out some compost. And why am I giving compost to our plants? Any ideas? I'm gonna mix that in there.
So we harvested the compost and now I'm back and I want to know, how does all of that stuff become compost? I know we put in veggies and hay and different plant materials, but how does that go from being that to being the rich soil we know as compost? So I'm gonna think about it and write it out in my science notebook.
All right, so for my science notebook entry, I put the date up top so I know when I made this, and then I gave myself a science question. I like to do this just to think it out. So I know what we put into the top of the compost bin. We put dead plants, so old veggies, maybe some leaves and vines. We put that in top when the lid is up. And then I know out of this bottom drawer, we take out good compost that we can add to our soil. So what I don't know is what happens in the middle here. And that's what I want us to think a little bit about today. So we're going to take some time to think about that now and maybe do some of our own drawings in our science journals.